High dividend yields fool beginners all the time, but not you after this video. Big dividend numbers look exciting, but sometimes they come from a company in trouble. Many beginners think high payouts mean easy money, but it's not always true. A company can promise big payouts even when its business is getting weaker. And when the business gets weaker, the payout usually doesn't last very long. That's why big numbers can be dangerous. They can distract you from real problems. But the good thing is this: spotting a bad payout is easier than you think. You just need a few simple checks. Nothing complex or hard to remember. So let's walk through them slowly, starting with the most important one. The first thing I check is simple. Does the company keep paying consistently? A strong company doesn't pay big ones. It pays smaller amount again and again. If the payments grow slowly each year, that's usually a very good sign. It shows a business is healthy enough to share real money, not empty promises. But if the payments jump too suddenly, I take a step back and look closer. Sometimes, a sudden increase means they're trying to look better than they really are. Steady growth is safer than big jumps. Slow money lasts longer than fast money. So always ask one question. Does this payout have a clean track record behind it? The next thing I check is whether the company makes enough real money to support its payouts consistently. A company can't pay steady dividends if its profits keep falling year after year without any clear recovery. When profits stay steady or grow slowly, it usually means a business is healthy and stable long-term. But when profits jump up and down too wildly, the dividend becomes shaky and hard to trust. You don't need perfect numbers, just enough consistency to show the business can handle regular payments. If profits shrink every single year, the company might keep paying briefly, but it won't last long. Strong dividends always come from strong earnings, because only real cash can truly support payouts. So before trusting any dividend, ask whether the company makes enough money to keep paying tomorrow. The next thing I look for is whether the company has real cash coming in consistently. Even if profits look good, a company with weak cash flow can still run into trouble. I prefer businesses that turn their sales into real cash, not just numbers on a report. When cash comes in smoothly every month, it shows the business operates with real strength. But if cash jumps around too much, the dividend can suddenly become unstable. Strong cash flow is one of the clearest signs that a dividend can survive tough times. You don't need perfect numbers, just enough steady cash to support regular payments. So always check one thing. Does this company consistently bring in real cash every quarter? The next thing I look at is how much the company relies on borrowed money to operate. A company with too many loans can struggle to keep paying dividends when times get tough. When a business carries a moderate level of debt, it usually stays more stable and reliable. But if the company is loaded with heavy debt, every payout becomes a real challenge. Big debt payments can eat into their cash, leaving less room for steady dividends. You don't need zero debt, just a level low enough to keep the company breathing comfortably. When a business manages its borrowing wisely, dividends usually stay safer for the long term. So always check one thing. Is this company borrowing more than it can realistically handle? The next thing I pay attention to is whether the dividend amount looks reasonable and not exaggerated. If the number looks way too good, it's often a sign something isn't right beneath the surface. Safe dividends usually stay within a normal range. Nothing huge, nothing strangely high or dramatic. When a company suddenly pays far more than before, I slow down and check twice. A dividend that grows little by little is usually more reliable than one that explodes overnight. Big jumps might look exciting, but they often mean the company is pushing too hard to impress. I always remind myself, if a dividend looks unrealistically high, there's always a hidden reason. So keep a simple rule in mind. Reliable dividends look steady, not flashy or attention-seeking. The next thing I notice is whether the company has a clear and honest history of payments. When a company communicates openly, it usually means they're confident about their long-term stability. If their past payments look clean and consistent, it becomes much easier to trust them. But if information feels messy or unclear, I slow down instantly and double-check everything. A trustworthy company keeps simple records. Nothing hidden, nothing confusing or strangely complicated. When things are easy to understand, it shows the business operates with confidence and transparency. I avoid companies that hide details, because hidden details usually become hidden problems later. So always check their past information and make sure it feels clear, simple, and trustworthy. Now that you've seen all the key signs, you already understand how real dividend safety works. It's not about chasing the biggest number. It's about choosing payouts supported by real strength. Consistent payments, steady profits. And clean information always beat flashy promises that collapse quickly. When everything looks balanced and reasonable, that's when a dividend becomes truly reliable long-term. And when a company keeps growing slowly, instead of trying to impress, that's real strength. You don't need complicated formulas, just these simple checks to avoid most risky dividend traps. Once you understand these patterns, choosing dividend stocks becomes calmer, safer, and far less stressful. So keep these rules close and use them whenever you evaluate any company's long-term payouts. If you want more simple investing guides, follow this channel so you never miss new lessons.